everybody? Welcome to Be on the Barricade. I am your host, Papa Denk, and we are live at 7:05 on the East Coast. All right, before we start, let me just get this out of the way. Coming up after Taylor, I have The End as we enter our Wrestling is Now social media tour. We begin with The End, and we have a surprise at 9 o'clock. There'll be a surprise podcast at 9 o'clock. You're just going to have to stay tuned and watch this episode with Taylor. You have to watch the end episode where I will announce that surprise episode, who or whom it may be. And then at 9, we will go live with 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 guests. So you'll just have to stay tuned all night and check it out. But before we start, I want to also say that I am part of the anti-bullying tour with MCW, and these stickers are getting made. And for every $5 sticker sold, all proceeds will go to a scholarship program of MCW's choice. So if you want one, either DM me, DM Serena, or DM Carl Clapp, and we will get those stickers to you and help and support the anti-bullying tour. Whew, that was a mouthful. We already got comments all up in here. Everybody's saying hello. All right, but without further ado, let me bring out Taylor One Shot. How you doing?
Hey, how are you? I'm doing great.
I'm doing great, but I'm a little hot because it's real hot in my apartment.
I can imagine it's getting quite toasty out there.
It is. Look, we already got comments in the chat.
Ooh. I wear glasses and I'm too far from the camera, so I can't see hello, hi.
Everybody's saying hello. Hey, Serena says, "Hey Taylor, it is not my birthday. It's not my birthday."
No, mine was Friday.
Oh, was it? Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Happy birthday! All right, let's start off with how you fell in love with this wonderful world that we call professional wrestling.
Well, I mean, my journey isn't like so dissimilar from others. Like,
okay.
I started watching in like the new generation era. Like, I'm 34, dating myself a little bit. Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, like watching it with my family. That ladder match, I remember that like sticking out as an early memory. I remember like some like early WCW, late NWA, like Battle Ball stuff with like Ric Flair and Sting and it's like old school stuff, you know. Yeah, and then I watched it throughout my youth during the Attitude Era, you know, DX, Stone Cold, flipping the birds, getting into trouble at school. I powerbombed a kid in second grade because of Kevin Nash. Not because of him, it was my fault. My fault. But yeah, no, I was a total wrestling kid, and then like when I teenage years, like, you know, too cool for school, and it's like you gotta shoot out some of the things that are like too like corny or whatever, you know,
right.
Or you feel that way at the time, and then like, you know. 4 or 5, maybe 6 years ago, kind of fell back in love with it and got back into it, as well as some of the other things in my life that I kind of was too cool for in my teenage years. So like that's kind of how watching it with family, brothers. We used to put all of our beds into like one room and remove everything else, have the dressers, we'd bring like pillows and stuff and literally just wrestle in there. Like,
nice.
Jump off the dressers and use it. Pillows were foreign objects or whatever. It was Yeah.
Well, Sean is also one of my favorites, so we got that in common.
Heck yeah. Everybody else was cheering for Razor, and it was like, I mean, it's funny because I do the fallaway slam as the signature move, but like back then, like Razor was Sean was my guy. He still is. Yeah.
Me too. I'm a big Shawn Michaels fan. All right, let's go into. All right, you decided to become a professional wrestler. As I'm sitting here, melting Taylor. Where did you go train, and who were your trainers, and what were your thoughts during that process?
Well, I started training almost 2 years ago in August. I started in a school in South Glens Falls, New York. I'm not going to name drop it because I kind of had a bad experience with the owner, and I'm not going to name drop him either. But my trainers there were fantastic. They were great.
Awesome.
I trained with Fox Vineyard, and I trained with
I know Fox.
Yeah, Fox. Everybody knows Fox. He's been everywhere.
Fox is awesome.
Yeah, he's like my mentor. I kind of like outside of wrestling, even shoot messages to him all the time, and he's always got something for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't really be where I'm at right now without him. He's my main trainer, my wrestling mentor. I kind of consider him.
Awesome. Yeah. You know, Fox is a big Alf guy.
Yes. Huge Alf guy. He wanted this like Alf phone. I found it for him like for like $180. Didn't get it, but
did you really?
Yeah.
I told him about the Alpha NECA, man. He was like, "What? It's out already?" He's a good guy. Good guy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, tell me about, as I keep melting over here on you, Taylor. Tell me about your
Very
first
good.
professional match. Who was your opponent, and what were your thoughts and emotions during that process?
Okay. Well, like my first few matches were like rumbles, so I don't really like count those per se, but like
Okay,
my
that's
first
fair.
like match was a one-on-one. It was like the first match, like the whatever you want to call it match, you know what I mean? Some people call it the dark, some people call it the pre-show, whatever.
Hmm.
It was against a guy named Brett Battleborough. I don't want to misquote him because I still like see him all the time. Um, it was okay. It was okay. It was interesting. You know what
Okay,
I mean? Didn't get the W quite on that one. But I had fun and I learned and I was excited and eager to get out there to get my first like reps in front of a live crowd where it was just me and another person and trying to work it, call the audibles that need to
right.
happen during on the fly. Learning experience for sure.
Awesome, awesome. How was the crowd reaction? And were you face or heel?
I was heel. I'm typically heel. I think I've maybe been face once ever, and it was like a very quiet face, you know.
Uh huh.
Um, but no, the crowd was like okay. Like I said, it was kind of like the pre-show type of thing. There were some pops for some of my moves that were bigger. There was a
Hmm.
pop for the finish. He was like with a group there that had been established, so like it made sense for him to win, and you know it was a good send off to start the show off without like doing too much and taking from everybody else in the card. You know.
Right, right, right. All right. Sorry, it's really hot in here, man. I'm dying
No,
over
I get
here.
it. I get it.
Whew. All right, let's go into favorite opponent you've had so far and why.
My favorite opponent is probably right now, Eris Spiral. I wrestled her down in GTS.
I know Eris.
Um, yes,
I
yes,
know
she's
her a
great.
long
I loved
time. Yeah,
working with
she's
her.
awesome.
Sweetheart. She put me over after the match, and I guess I saw the other day it was one of her favorite matches of this year too. We just had it was like the Grimomania kickoff show or something, and
Oh,
I went down with Fox. He wrestled Ray Wolf. I wrestled Eris. One-on-one hardcore match. I had a lot of fun. I threw her inside of a refrigerator, so that was cool. Career highlight so far. That was a big moment.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've known her for I think like 6 years now.
Huh? Huh?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. All right, let's go into opponent you want to wrestle but haven't wrestled so far and why.
Ooh, ooh. Like I want to wrestle like so many people. Like so many people are on my radar. Like on the independent scene, like I want to wrestle Christina Marie because she's from my area and we both trained with Jerry Idol for a little bit. That was her main trainer. I trained with him for a few months.
Okay.
Athena Steele, Megan Bain.
Wow.
Um, what is her name there?
That's a good list.
Gladiator of the Geeks. Can't think of her. Riley Shepard. Ooh, yeah. So many people I want to wrestle. Riley Kroll. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of good girls out there right now. Kayla Sparks. Like
Yeah.
for the independents, there's some big names out there for women's wrestling, and I'm excited to like face all of them. Really.
Awesome, awesome. You got a good list there.
Oh, yeah.
Now I just noticed in the background you got a Power Rangers helmet. Are you a big
Oh
Power
yeah, I
Rangers
have a
fan?
bunch. Yeah, like that's like kind of like a part of my gimmick here, my whole situation.
Oh,
Grew up
nice.
watching Power Rangers, diehard fan. Again, it was something that like grew out of like preteens. You know what I mean? Like I was a part of like the original target demographic. Loved it. Too cool for school after I hit a certain age. Now that I'm an adult and stuff, I'm in my 30s. I'm like whatever. Plus, like the aesthetic of it works for wrestling. I think pretty good.
Mm,
Um, and then like as I was starting to do my gear for my first singles match, we had the passing of JDF, and that like kind of hit me hard, especially how it happened.
right.
So I made like my first gear as because I make my own gear. I did it like a JDF tribute gear. I put like each one of his different Power Ranger symbols on like a glove or the
Right.
front, the back of my. It was cool. I had fun with it, and now I've just kind of been running with it.
He's probably like my favorite Ranger out of all of
Oh,
them.
definitely. It's most people's.
I
Yeah.
remember when he became the White Ranger when he was the Green Ranger.
Yes. Yes.
One of the best stuff. Let's go into hobbies for a moment since we talked about Power Rangers. Any other hobbies you're interested in that you like to do outside of wrestling?
Ooh, I have like so many hobbies and I've worn like so many hats in my life.
Uh-huh.
Earlier in my life, big into hardcore music. Not that I'm like not now, but like hardcore death metal. I used to play drums. I still do a little bit. Sang on a few bands' CDs, like backup vocals and guest
Hmm.
vocals and stuff for lyrics that I got to write myself.
Nice.
One of which I grew up listening to this band called Wartime Manor
Hmm.
from Troy, New York. And they got back together in like 2015 or something, and I became friends with them over the years. They re-recorded their old CD that like I grew up listening to, and the guy was like, "Hey, you want to sing a part on there?" So I got to sing a
Really?
part on like a song I grew up as a kid listening to, like especially in my teenage, like trying to be super aggressive and tough years. Yeah, comic books, love comic books.
Me too.
Run a Used to run a YouTube channel for like 3 or 4 years where I did like dramatic comic book readings where I'd
Hmm.
like put the panels on the screen and kind of move them a little bit. I'd narrate them, add sounds and effects. Semi successful. I was getting like free books from DC every week, a week early, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did from like 2010 to like 2015. I was like a not the best, but I was an okay drag queen. Um, that was fun. Enjoyed that. Had a blast with that.
Awesome.
Helped me find myself and stuff. And like all of these hobbies are like things that I've like taken and incorporated in wrestling one way or
Right.
another. It's like you kind of everything that you do in life, you can take that skill and apply it to the next creative endeavor that you might be doing. So kind of what I do is I just get really into one thing and I get really into it and like think I'm in wrestling for the long haul. I'm pretty passionate about it and I've
Cool.
already put in like 2 years, but yeah, I like to wear different hats and I have a lot of different hobbies.
Awesome. We got a question for you from a fan. Hey, Taylor, who was your favorite Power Ranger? From
Ooh.
Adler.
Well, since like Tommy and like JDF is like the cliche answer,
Right.
my second favorite ranger and my favorite living ranger is Johnny Young Bosch. He's played Adam Park. He was the second Black Ranger, the Zeo Green, Turbo Green. Made a bunch of returns over the years and like
Oh, nice.
great voice actor in a lot of like in animes and stuff that I don't watch, but
Hmm.
oh yeah, love it.
Since they asked about your favorite Power Ranger, I'm going to ask about your favorite comic book because I'm a comic book guy.
Totally. So I'm definitely more DC comics oriented. Love Batman. Flash. I prefer Wally West Flash over Barry Allen personally. When I was doing my thing, it was
Uh-huh.
during Rebirth. My
Okay.
favorite book during that was probably like Tom King's Mr. Miracle. It was like a 12 issue one shot. It was phenomenal. Anyone who's read or if you're looking for something to read, you can probably get it as a one book right now. Just Tom King's Mr. Miracle is phenomenal. I love it.
Did you get to see The Flash recently?
It was on my birthday. It came out slash Thursday, and then so this weekend I wrestled for World of Hurt Wrestling on Friday against Tiara James, and again Saturday. So like I had a super busy weekend.
Gotcha,
Then
gotcha.
I had a day of rest, and then work. I'm getting to it this weekend. Give it time.
Okay, all right, all right. Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, definitely. I've remained spoiler free.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right, let me get some thoughts on the reboot that's coming up. What are your thoughts on what they're doing over there?
Do better, more cohesive, more concise. Like maybe don't worry about like a big universe all at once, but like
Uh-huh.
tell good stories, character stories, and they'll overlap eventually, and they'll lead into each other eventually. Give it time, nurture it, let it grow.
Gotcha,
That's
gotcha.
my opinion, honestly.
Are you watching the Marvel films?
Yeah, I've watched them. I've maintained like a good watch level. I haven't watched like every branching path, but like most of the main stuff, some of the newer stuff, I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Not
beginning
not
it.
a fan.
It's not that I'm not a fan. I'm just like, I'm going to go with the cliche answer of I don't have enough time.
I don't have enough time.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So then, what was your last favorite Marvel movie? And then we'll get off the subject.
Last favorite Marvel movie? Man, it might have been Endgame was the last one that I saw. I maybe
Really?
saw one of the the last Marvel thing that I saw was Miss Marvel, or the one with a girl, Kamala Khan,
Yeah,
the
Miss
TV
Marvel.
show.
Yes.
Yeah, that was okay. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of haters on it. I enjoyed it for what it was, and the expanded lore. I like the deep
Right.
legacy characters in any of the properties. I think it enriches the stories.
I was a fan of it too. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it very well. So I'm kind of excited that she's going to be in the new Marvels film.
I saw that. I saw that. See, me, I'm still like, if you say like the Marvel family and Captain Marvel, I still think like Fawcett Comics, like Shazam. That's still my Captain Marvel in my heart.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
You know?
You're right. It's confusing sometimes, especially when you're growing up and you don't know the differences.
Or they change it every so
Right.
many 10 or 15 years.
I didn't get a chance to see Shazam too, so I don't know if you
No, it's on my HBO Max that I literally just pay for and stuff. But I end up watching like Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld on loop. So like, here we are.
I feel like anybody who buys like all these apps, we hardly use them. We just have them, but we hardly use them. Like I have them all: Max, Netflix, Paramount, what's
Disney.
Peacock.
I watched like The Mandalorian, and then I just pieced out afterwards.
Disney,
like, okay.
Yeah, same way. But now they're starting up with Secret Invasion, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, that's a chance to dive back in. You get some Miles Morales and Cara Danvers and the newer characters that they did during that
that reboot kind of era.
Yeah, I forgot the writer's name. He went on to DC and did Superman, and it wasn't that great. I jumped out of comic books for a minute. I was like too hardcore into it, where I could tell you like the penciler and the illustrator and the writer and I was in too deep, and I had to pull out the inker. There you go, that's another one.
Drawn by, inked by.
Yeah, no, I mean I got pretty good where I was like talking to Scott Snyder, or is it Scott Snyder's the one who's the writer? Not Scott Snyder. Scott.
Yeah.
The one who wrote
Scott
Batman.
Snyder.
Yeah, no, he like follows me on Twitter, and I used to shoot the shit with him.
Really?
Howard Porter Jr. He's like my favorite like Flash artist. At one point, I was gonna have him do like me as the Flash, and maybe I'll touch back in on that at some point.
Really? That's great.
Yeah. I had some good connections at DC there. The comic book side, not like the big huge blockbuster movie side.
Hey Anthony, how are you, buddy? Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you, Anthony. Anthony saying, "Hey Taylor."
Hello.
Shoot, I just lost my train of thought for a second because Anthony threw me off. Anthony, why'd you throw me off?
Anthony.
Who was your favorite artist? We got to get back to wrestling, but who is your favorite artist of all time?
Oh, like artist. I'm just like, since I have no answer in my head and I don't want to drag on too long, I'm gonna go with my favorite comic book artist being Howard Porter Jr. I love his art. He did X-Men. He did Flash. Bunch of other people. Clayman, amazing. I don't remember his real name, but Clayman, phenomenal. Does Batman a lot.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anthony's favorite is Jim Lee. Jim Lee's good.
Can't go wrong with Jim Lee. Classic.
I don't know if you will know this one, but one of my favorite ones was Stephen Platt.
Okay.
If he did Moon Knight for a little bit, and then he jumped into Image and was doing Prophet.
Nice.
Some of his illustrations are like, you're like, what the hell is going on? Because it's so detailed.
So who's your favorite comic book character?
It has to be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Okay.
Spider-Man is my all-time favorite since I was a little boy. My favorite villain. You know what? It's a tie, but I'm gonna have to edge out with Magneto.
Okay. I like it. For me, I like Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash.
Okay.
Because like he doesn't care about like destroying the universe, the world. He just wants to like screw over Barry Allen at any minute, just because he like didn't want to be his friend that one time.
All right. We could probably talk about this for hours, I think.
Totally. So comic books, we're not here for that, but it's a huge inspiration.
We're not here for that.
Clearly, a lot of our lives.
Obviously, it is. Serena's got a wrestling-related question. If you had to pick your top 3 people to team up with, who would you pick?
Ooh, who would I team up with? Like of all time? I don't even know. Like, I'm bad at all time questions and stuff like that. Because I'm like, am I going to team up with girls? Am I going to team up with guys? Like, because I would love to just be like team like strong bitch and just be like me, Rhea Ripley, and like Jordan Grace or something, and just like destroy anybody who came near us. Yeah, because like that's who I admire. I admire like a lot of the big, strong, tough women out there. Not that they're not all big and strong, but you know what I mean. I like the big muscle girls, and that's kind of who I would surround myself with. China.
Definitely Jordan and Raya.
Oh, definitely.
Oh man, mommy. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. I got in Albany. I was in the crowd. I was like three people back. She was intimidating a little kid, and I was like standing up, looking at her, kind of like not like sizing her up, obviously, but like I'm like I aspire to that strength level and stuff. I'm at the gym
Really?
twice a day, killing it like 7 days a week, and I'm like that's what I want. That's the goal right there.
Oh, Anthony's got a good comment over there. I got to chat with
Cool.
Taylor before she even started training at a show, and now seeing her killing it all over the place is awesome. Keep grinding. I'm proud of you.
Heck yeah, no, I met him like once I started training. It was at the now defunct New York Championship Wrestling. Long story. Everybody who knows. Yeah, no, he's a great guy. He's got his own podcast and stuff.
He
I see
really
him out
is.
there
He's
covering
definitely a
the
great guy.
indies and stuff. Good guy. Oh yeah.
Good guy, Anthony. Good guy. We got to get you on the show one day.
Correct. Correct. And then everybody on everybody's shows, synergy.
That's like the
All that
podcast
jazz.
multiverse.
Yes, exactly, exactly. It spreads around.
That's right. I think, but I believe Anthony, like myself, just does this just to have fun. That's what we're doing,
I
having
think
fun.
that's why we all do what we're all
Yeah,
doing, right? I hope it is. I'm just having fun out there,
yeah. I'm having a
Trying to
blast,
make us
man. Let me
feel
tell
good.
you.
I'm not trying to be. I mean, who doesn't want to be a rock star? But like, like I'm
True,
just having fun, just
true.
picking people up and slamming them down.
Tell me about your favorite venue you wrestled out of and why.
My favorite venue. I mean, there's a soft spot for me in my like once a month place, the TIW. We run out of the North Adams YMCA. It's always gonna have because that's like my nest, you
Hmm.
know. So like that is an important place for me. I really enjoyed the aesthetic like of GTS. That outside, it's like being in backyard wrestling the game. It's like just being
Right.
there, and that's a setting. Another really cool spot was forgot what mall it was. Palisades Mall or something. It was like American Coliseum Wrestling. There's like you got your normal. It was 3 flights of people and surrounding and looking down. And like I only had a run-in spot where I ran in and did the black hole slam to somebody after a match. But
Right.
like cool aesthetic to see that for the pictures, for the video, for being there. So those are my 3 spots.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Any thoughts about traveling overseas, stuff like that? And where would you want
I
to
want
go?
to I want to travel to all of the places, especially the ones where that I am legally allowed to exist. That's a big important to me because fortunately there's plenty of countries and states where maybe not the best for me to visit.
Right.
Or I can't legally visit. I'm a criminal apparently. For
Which is
existing.
a damn shame that we have to in this day and age have to go through this.
Crazy. It's getting
Right?
wild. We just won a rights thing in Arkansas where we got our rights. Parents got their rights for their own children's. I'm not gonna get into that side of it,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
but yeah, no, I want to travel to anywhere and everywhere. I'm looking like I'm not like I'm 34. I'm single. I'm not trying to throw that out there, but like I don't have anything like keeping me.
Keeping you down. Right. Right.
Yeah, so I
I get
can
it.
still like go wherever. I kind of have the job, the normal person job, where I can just be like, goodbye, normal person job. I'm gonna get a new one when I come back. I'm down. I'm game to just like to travel and do it and get into this wrestling thing, get the reps in, the experience, meet new people, network, enjoy life, see new
Yeah.
places and things.
Definitely. Definitely. All right. Let's go into company you want to wrestle for that you haven't wrestled for.
Ooh,
And
all of them?
don't pick like AEW or WWE
No,
just
no,
yet.
no.
Just yet. We'll get to that after. But any independent promotion that you had your eye on that you would like to go wrestle with.
Plenty. Chaotic. Excite. There's a bunch. Any promotion all throughout the New Jersey area. There's a lot of them. So I'd wrestle for any of them. Anywhere out west, like I really wanted to wrestle for like one of the Pride events this year. It didn't happen, so I made my own Pride event everywhere I wrestled this month, which was 3 spots. So any one of them, like Wrestling After Dark and stuff, I would have loved to have done that. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Any company, all the companies, NEW. I used to go there a lot as a fan, so like to wrestle for them, especially because one of my trainers is like one of their legacy tag teams. And Vic Delicious in the Now. Yeah, that would be cool. Those are
Awesome.
some chaotic, excite, NEW. Do
NEW.
it.
They just had a show this last weekend.
Yeah, no, they're running shows all the time, and they're running professional shows with good quality people. They're consistent people. The names they bring in, love it. Book
Awesome.
me.
Book me. That's right. Serena says, Taylor, how do you stay so calm and level-headed when you have to deal with people like you, Sally, had to deal with this past weekend? That rude fan.
Yes, yes. This
Had no idea
weekend.
this even happened.
No, yeah, I was wrestling a match. We were in Bennington, Vermont, or whatever. I had just done the fallaway slam to my opponent. I stand up. Somebody goes, "You're a dude," and I'm like, "What the hell? Why do I have to deal with this?" I knew it was going to happen eventually. I'm the heel anyway, and even if I was a good guy, I feel like this is like a face move too to flip him off for saying
Right.
something like that. So I
Right.
just you flip him off, you keep moving, you keep going. For me, it's just like I've come too far. I've done too much. I've put too much work into myself, to my journey, to my experience, to
Right.
who I am as a person. I'm way too confident that like you're sitting. This is no disrespect to any fan because I still do it as a human being and I'm a fan. Like you're sitting in the crowd, you're watching me and living my dreams, doing what I love to do, having fun, enjoying myself. So like it doesn't matter what you say to me.
Right.
I know who I am. I know where I'm going. Plus, like at the end of the day, like no one's roasted me harder than I have and I've done in my life when like in those moments where we put ourselves down and like no one has that key to that door more than I do. So like you can't take me down. I'm way stronger than that. So I just keep moving, keep killing it. Yeah, bring it on. I mean, you can knock me down physically, but like I'm totally like that meme of the dog sitting in the fire where you're like everything's fine, even if it's like chaos and craziness. Vibing, it's a quality. It works.
Awesome. That's a great attitude to have. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, thank you.
All right. What goals do you have for the rest of 2023 since we're halfway done with the year that you
We
may have?
are. We're at today's the solstice, so it's like today's the first day of summer. The official first
I
day
know I'm dying over here. I can tell.
That's why. Yesterday you were fine. Today, boom, solstice.
Yesterday I'm fine. Today I'm
Sweating,
dying.
schwitzing, if you will. Yeah. Goals are to wrestle as many places as I can, but also to watch those matches, to learn from my mistakes, my missteps, to get better, to spend a lot of time in the ring, like I said, training and matches, to stay in the gym. I'm in the gym twice a day to just really kill it. I have a weight goal that I want to hit. Since January, I'm down 40 pounds and I still have like a 10 weight threshold to hit. I hit that, boom, and then I have my next milestone. I want to hit that second milestone by the end of the year.
Oh, nice.
I want to do more of these. I want to get my name out there, my story out there. Just have fun, really. You know, like work, real life work. Who cares about any of that? That's what it is. You know.
This is the fun part.
Yeah, I'm here for the wrestling, for the fun, for the connectivity. Like this weekend, I did a lot of things like with people on their vlogs and stuff, and you're synergizing storylines, cross promotion, and I got interviewed from some Vermont newspaper, so like it was cool. Just more of that, more of the fun, cool things in wrestling, inspiring people. Like that's super awesome. Like knowing that like on the down days that I have when like other people can go, hey, you inspire me all the freaking time. So like keep doing your thing. Like that keeps me going and stuff. So like just keep doing the do. That's what I want to do.
Awesome. Now who is your next opponent that you have to wrestle against?
Ooh, my next opponent is someone who I have been in quite the tiffle with for the last few months now. And that is Landon Cross. We're going to be wrestling at Truly Independent Wrestling on July 15th. Now, it saddens me because I actually was training with Landon when he first started, and I, taught him some of the early stuff and was part of those first few lockups with him.
Right.
And then, sure enough, we get deeper in, and he does some refereeing. He starts doing some bribe taking with other referees, and all of a sudden, you learn about an organization that they have. I find out it's called Project Fast Count. It's a bunch of referees who take bribes from wrestlers,
What?
and they get to pick and choose who's winning the matches. They're making all this money. You know what I mean? The guys who aren't giving them the money are suffering. I stumbled upon this whole conspiracy. We had what seemed to be a blow-up match of wrestlers who were frustrated versus referees who were more than questionable. Landon was one of them. Didn't necessarily end in our favor, but me and Landon didn't get the lock up, so it was the first match announced for the next show, and I look to put him to justice for his discretions, you know? Because I'm not into that stuff. You don't pay referees. You don't go into business for yourself.
Don't do that.
You know, come on.
That's a bad deal going into business for yourself. All right, let's do something fun. Cut a promo on him for your next match.
Oh, easily. And he already knows because I attacked his buddy last Saturday and made sure he's not going to be there. But Landon Cross, you already know it. Your fate is going to happen. I will see you in North Adams, Massachusetts on July 15th, where you're going to face your justice. You're going to get the comeuppings that you deserve, and I'm going to put you down, and I'm going to get the victory that I've always earned, and I'm going to show you that you are at the beginning of the pecking order, not at the end of it, okay? So, Landon, let's go. Here it is.
All right. I love it. How important is promoting in general? Well, I had this conversation last night with some. Well, was it last night? No, it was the night before. But anyway, I had this conversation about promoting the shows you're going to be at. How important is it for you to promote yourself for that company?
Oh no! See, I love for promoting myself because one, it's like another little creative project that I can do. I love the creative projects. Like I have like over here in the background this whole conspiracy board for that whole storyline that we ran. You know, I was actually kind of proud about that storyline because like I injected a lot of the themes into it. As a comic book fan, I am really into storylines. I'm into continuity. I'm into it all making sense. I'm into a grander picture with these little things that can happen that sometimes are one shots and sometimes could be little nuggets to lead to something bigger. So these promos for me are like a way to express myself creatively, to show you who I am as a person, to get you to care about what's going on in the ring. And then it's not just like you show up and there's two random people just kind of fighting each other. There's something that's a little bit more engaging for the people who do want it. So I love it because for me, it's a way that I can shine and it's a muscle that I have that I can flex. So promoting myself is like everything. I'm here for it and the creative aspect of it. Plus, promoters seem to enjoy it, so they're the ones who like pay the bills.
That's right. They're the ones investing in you to be a part of their company, right?
Oh yeah, and then you're investing in them by like you do this stuff in like your free time. Like you don't get like paid. You know what I mean? Or you're investing in all the different things that you put into your work. And I'm like the type of person where I'll like spend like $100-something bucks, make an outfit, wear it one show. Next show, I do the same thing. I just like fueling my creative passion.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I understand. I get it. Trust me. Before we go, I want to talk about the AEW figures you got on the wall over there.
Oh my God.
Who is your favorite one?
I got too many figures. So my favorite figure that I have, since I'm already over here and moving stuff around, is probably I have these two Sting figures.
You have it signed too.
Yeah, I got to meet him about a year or so ago. This one's signed as well. I have like all of these are signed. MJF. I've met MJF a few times, and it's crazy because like I met him, you know, as a fan before I started wrestling. And then I was actually at the Create a Pro show, the Homecoming. I hit up Leo Sparrow. I had met him at a World of Hurt show the year before, and I was just like, "Hey, man, I'm going down anyway. Can I help out in any way, shape, or form?" He hooked me up with Ring Crew. Was able to do Ring Crew. Sure enough, I'm talking to MJF backstage, and I'm getting gear on and stuff to be a lumberjack. So it's not like I was a part of the show, but I'm there. You know what I mean? and getting to tell him like, yo, I saw you going hard on the stairs for like your getting ready for his Iron Man match with Danielson. So like that inspired me. So like when I go to the gym, I hit 100 flights every time I go. I'll do an hour straight on the stairs, and it's like one of the things that's fueled my weight loss. So I got to shoot the shit with him. That was cool. Met him as a fan. Now I met him like sharing a locker room. So cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say I was at that Cap show too.
Oh hell yeah! So yeah, you already know. That's like you're one of your like home away from homes, kind of, right?
Well, I know a lot of the guys who are in the Cap because they do VPW with me.
Oh, cool, awesome.
So I know a lot of guys.
A lot of good people down there. It was fun.
It really is. Yeah, absolutely.
There was a girl, Gabby, down there. Nomi.
Yes,
she's going places. She's someone I would like to work with too. She was really positive, chipper, cool. One of the people who like gravitated towards me and me to her that day, and awesome. I was like a nobody down there. So it was cool for me. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Taylor, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Thanks for having me.
I had a great time talking to you. Let's we have to do this again sometime. We'll talk comics and stuff.
Sounds good. We'll do it a year from now when we're both.
There you go. When you're somewhere else, you'll be like, I'm sorry, you have to talk to this person. You have to email them. I was like,
oh no, yeah, my person's person. You'll have to talk to my cat.
That happened to me recently. We had somebody else say, they're like, no, you have to email AEW. I'm like, what?
Oh no. Oh,
yeah.
That's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, but we put in the work. Serena put in the work. She emailed them. They responded like, okay, let us know when it's closer to the date, blah, blah. Then she emailed them again, closer to the date, nothing.
Oh,
no. Yeah. Silence.
I'm sure they got a lot of moving pieces with starting a whole other production and whatnot, but that's still heartbreaking a little bit.
It was, but you got to keep going, right?
Totally, 100%.
But I have you on tonight, and I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for coming on the podcast, and I hope that every experience you have in wrestling is a great experience.
Thank you. You as well. Look forward to seeing your special guest later on that you're announcing, I believe.
Special announcement, because I am part of Wrestling Is Now. Okay. I am on their social media tour. I'm one of the podcasters on there, and I have, for the first time ever, an appearance. I won't say what type of appearance, but it's a first appearance.
I heard there could be up to 4 or 5 people there.
Could be. You'll have to stick around and watch my interview with The End, who's also part of Wrestling Is Now.
You have to
find out.
And you all have to check in too. Listen, it's going to be great.
That's right. ABJ, you might want to come back. But thank you very much. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it was great talking to you. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I'm sure likewise. I got to get to the gym with my friend. So
me too. I'm going to the gym later. Plug away your future appearances and where everybody can follow you before we go.
I'm at Taylor One Shot anywhere, or money sign One Shot. I'm Taylor One Shot. It's the word, not the number.
All right. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for coming on, Taylor. Everybody else, have a good night. I will see you guys soon. Just stick around one moment, Taylor.
Bye.
The End is